Yo, 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 good morning everybody. Let me just pour one quick cup of tea and we will begin. So, for the last, what could it be? I think it was... For the last 5 sessions, we have begun doing the groundwork and trying to figure out how to structure and develop this fluid system for this game. And honestly, it's been quite hard because I've been working... It has been very... what is the word I'm looking for? Like, not very long sessions. So it has been very fragmental work. Like this week and last week I've only been working in around 2-hour sessions, and that has actually worked more against me than I would have thought. It's like a reset pre each session. But today I think I have a very simple system we're gonna jump into implementing, and it's going to be very basic. We're gonna take small steps, and initially it's going to be binary as well. What's up by me? Bet I have something amazing for us today. Amazing, very subjective. I think it's amazing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a binary system initially. So we're just gonna add water to a cell, and if the water let's see here. Yeah, we're just gonna add water to a cell, and from that we're gonna calculate the new water amount, and we're gonna do it like we wrote down. We're gonna do it like height plus water amount. That is going to be our surface height, and it's the surface height we're gonna propagate through the grid. So for the initial cell, we're just gonna check every neighbor. If the height of that neighbor is less than surface height, then add water. And then recursively, we're gonna jump to each neighbor and we're gonna check all neighbors. If the height is less than surface height and we don't already have, or actually it's going to be if the water amount plus height in that cell is less than surface height, because a cell might already have water, then we're gonna add water to that one, and we're just gonna propagate through the pixels like that. And since it's binary, it's not really binary, but we're gonna fill the water without changing the, so eventually when we have water, the surface height for each cell is going to be the same. Fabic, time to start night streaming. Wish I could. Hopefully next week I will be able to do way longer streams. And hopefully get the water system in place. So yeah, this is just a simple flood fill algorithm with some extra constraints. And yeah, we've been talking about it for a while, but never really implemented it. But I wanted to make sure that our current system supports it and so on. So I'm thinking of implementing this as a public class, or public static class without monobehavior. And we don't need to do this, and probably don't need this one, because with this system we will hopefully have all the data we need in each cell in the terrain patch. And initially I'm not gonna work with, we probably could, but I think I'm gonna wait with the communication between patches until we have it working on one patch. So let's just see if our terrain system doesn't get screwed up if we change the if we change it from a patch-based environment to a single patch. Let me just write down. Okay, so we're gonna do 160 is gonna be way too big. I'm thinking maybe 20 times 20, 256, and subdivision constant. I think we want to do 0 there. Let's see what kind of terrain we get from that. $20 times 20. Is that too small? I think the grass will be extremely dense as well with this setup. extremely dense. Let's make it a little bit bigger. 1, 2, 5, 8. $64, 128, 256, I mean. Yeah, this should be a much better setup. Okay. Yeah, I think we can work with this. Beautiful. Also, I wonder... Yeah, I'm thinking of just generating it as a plane like this initially, and then we can do... Let's see, we can do... this and... Oops. This, or we can just do this and try it out. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. So now we have our test scene in place. So, when it comes to the implementation, I'm thinking of doing it like this, but we're gonna do add fluid, and I want to call this first approach naive, and we're gonna add CPU as well. So Fluid Solver is initially just going to be a static class with some helper functions. We send in fluid amount, terrain patch, and X and Y position. And from there, we're gonna walk through it. Good morning, Harukanan. So, just want to jump to terrain patch real quick. And what do we have here? We have index. We have some functions for getting indices. Terrain data is private, so we're just going to do this. Although I wonder... Like eventually... my big question now is, do we want Fluid Solver to work per terrain patch? I think that is going to make it easier to communicate between terrain patches. Yeah, so let's just add some functions for private height, private float, raw height. Yeah, we're gonna simplify this one. I think the use of vector2ints is just an artifact from previous implementations that has kinda stuck around. We have this one, get index wrapped. Really no. Yeah, we're probably gonna do it like this. And then I also want private float. Fluid. Do we want to be that general with the name? Fluid amount, fluid height. I'm wondering. What's up, Namida? Water amount, water surface height. Are we gonna have anything other than water being represented? Fuck, who knows? Fluid amount, fluid surface height. And then I want to do I assume that there will only be water and there will be no fluid mixing. Yeah, that's what I assumed as well. Like right now it's just a question of the naming of these parameters. So we might as well keep it as fluid. Yeah. So the idea here is that in the initial step, when we add fluid to a cell, then we calculate the new fluid surface height for that cell, and it's that fluid surface height that we're going to propagate through the terrain patch. For now, I just want to do this. Let's see. Set. Oops. Yeah, that's true. Thank you. I'm wondering if I'm doing myself a disservice by obscuring it like this. Or if now, like, I'm wondering if I really do want this to be terrain patch, or if I want it to be terrain data. Make it work first. Yeah, it would be way easier like this. Make it work first is quite the mantra these days. It's going to be easier to work with if we do this, and that's probably what we want to work with in the future as well, so it should be okay. The only problem is we don't get... I think it's okay. I think it's okay. So yeah. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is we're just gonna add water to a cell, and we're not gonna propagate it. So terrain data, what do we have here? Set terrain data. I'm just gonna assume, or we're gonna make the assumption here that it is within bounds. And we're gonna do it like data set pixel don't we? Okay, we don't have that. Set fluid amount, we need an amount as well. But okay, we're gonna begin with this. So we're just gonna do terrain data dot set Okay. That's how far we got yesterday. Okay, set fluid amount. Okay. Thank you, Ayland, appreciate it. So basically what we do here, it's just going to be a simple drawing software. And good morning, by the way, Ayland. We will be able to draw fluid amount at certain pixels. And let's just get this working. So let's take a look at Action Terraform. And Terraform brush mode. It's 3:30 a.m. for me. Damn. Unused. We're gonna do water change. Oh yeah, we wanna and then we have Action Terraform. And when we actually do the terraform, what do? Overlap box, we get all the terrain patch terraformers. For each, apply terraform brush and then update terrain data. Alter mesh. Okay. And then we have apply terraform brush above if it's within bounds, otherwise return. Yes. Alter terrain data blit. So this is unfortunately where we want to do some changes right now. Oh, we do it on terrain data container. Okay, we actually only send. Okay, that's beautiful. Alter terrain data blit. And here we do a lot of on the GPU. It would be beautiful if we, in the final result, could do this on the GPU as well. Although we could. Yeah, it would probably have to be in a compute shader. Although I want, it all depends on the approach we choose. So alter terrain data blit. So this is where we want to call this one instead. So for now, during testing, we're just going to do it like this. Alter terrain data. We have terraform data and we have terraform brush. Could add a simple if else here. Or we could wrap it in some pretty For now we're just gonna do this. Like, eventually I would love if all different modes here would just work with this one. But for now we're gonna do, let's see here. Possibly if Terraform brush dot mode is equal to do something else, do this. Terraform data. Oops. We have center here, that's beautiful. Actually, we send on the data here. Let's see. That is also a thing, like all other current terraforming tools we have work on an area. Every time we have talked about water terraforming here, it has been not with an area in mind, but just a point of influx, so a point. Let's see here. I want to add that as a note in my issue. Alon, have you ever used Java before? Yes. But it's been a while. It's been a while. With this setup, you would have to track how much water is flowing to other patches. Yes. With the naive implementation, we could eventually... so as soon as we leave a patch, we just take the outflux of water from the previous patch to the next one, and then we use that one as a new influx of water for the neighboring patch, right? So if the player selects a pixel and starts an influx of water at that pixel, we will handle that in the same way we will do if water leaves a patch and enters a new patch, I think. And that's actually one of the biggest... I would say we have two big question marks when it comes to doing water terraforming on the GPU. First of all is the algorithm we eventually are going to use. Is it suitable for the architecture of a GPU. And the second of all, how exactly would we handle the patch, like water traveling from one patch to another? Like we could either send a lot of patch data down to the GPU, worst case scenario all of them, and handle everything on the GPU, or we would have to tell the CPU in some way when water leaves one patch and enters another one. Yeah, still some questions. But yes. Okay, so set fluid amount here. What we want to do is Terraform brush dot private. We have material, we have strength, but as a string. This one as a GPU effector only. It's so pretty. And now we're gonna add some CPU logic to it. Brush strength. We can start by doing public get private set. Okay, I think we should be able to set water amount at certain pixels with this setup. But we're not doing any... Yeah, fuck it, we're gonna do this. Fluid solver dot yeah, this is exactly how we want to do it. Yeah, let's try it. Terraform, grass, water. Okay. Amount 1. Okay. Okay, I think I know. So it's just when we add grass, that's when we get the water change. And we also have a weird offset here I would love to take care of. And this weird offset we're getting, I think, okay, so we have two problems. Weird offset going on once again, and water only updating when we update the grass, right? So I'm just gonna add subdivision constant 1. We're gonna run with 2 times 2 patches, because I have this feeling that yeah, we have a problem if we go with 0 patches. We get a little bit of a weird offset with the marker. So what is with this small little miscalculation? I think it has to do with, let's see, set debug mode, toggle terrain mesh height. So subdivision here, this one is 0 when we go with no patches. 2 to the power of 0, so we get 1 here. We get dimension divided by 1, resolution divided by 1. Then we do resolution subdivided by 1. Delta, what do we use? Yeah, we don't even use this one anymore. So dimension subdivided, resolution subdivided. It should be okay because we just have resolution divided by 1, dimension divided by 1. So when we create a new one here, I'm a little bit worried about. Let's take a look at this one. Instantiate. Dimension resolution. That's okay. Delta. should be okay. What it probably is, yes, let's see here. UV scale, UV offset. Yeah, it's these two I'm worried about. Yeah. Could be these, but I don't think so. It makes... So for instance, if we have a terrain of 16 times 16, patch bounce max is 15. It gives the correct amount, I would say. Yo, what's up, JD? Could also be Terraform data. Alan, was that a link shortener or IP grab a link? I have no idea. Tried to ban it as soon as I could. I've been good, JD, apart from the fact that I haven't been able to work on this game as much as I would like to. But other than that, no complaints. How about you? So it could also be center. Circle origin X divided by step. Will it be only correct when the patch's size is odd? That I don't know. Like as long as we subdivide the patches, it's okay. When we don't, we get a little bit of an offset. There's a lot of calculations going on here. It is the fact that we do this here. Interesting. JD good, I've been working on my own game. Oh, nice to hear. How's the progress been? One sec, I'm just gonna pour a cup of tea real quick. It's quite weird. This offset. Yo, what's up, Cooler SK? Yes, I am. Had to celebrate our national holiday last week, and then you had one of those work days between two holidays, so yeah, took some time off. I hope that tea is for fluid implementation, not drinking. Unfortunately, it's the latter. Been going good, nice. Don't my devs take their sweet time, which holds everyone back. Yeah. Yeah, always something. I wonder... In fact, real quick, I just want to try this one. It's a lot of intricate parts to get the conversion between discrete index numbers and float index numbers. Let's see. Cooler SK, the day of the Swedes? Not really. Like, up to recently, I don't even think it was a holiday. Like, people just worked as usual. And when it comes to what we're actually celebrating on the national holiday, it's a little bit of a... It's not perfectly clear. I don't even know, to be honest. I think it has something to do with the birthday of a king that created Sweden or made us free from the Kalmar Union or something like that. Maybe one should be a bit more patriotic. Fabic, excuse me, what do you mean? Okay, so now we get an offset, but do we have patches now? We don't have patches. Do we get even more? No, we get the same offset. Oh no, I can hear them starting to working in the apartment below mine. You don't know why you're celebrating? Like, I know some of the reasons, but it's like it's not crystal clear. It's not like the Norwegians with their national holiday. They go all out crazy. Like here in Sweden, a holiday is a holiday, yeah, that's true. It's actually, like recently, me and my family have started celebrating it. But if you ask the average Swede, I guess their answer would, like, midsummer is probably our most patriotic holiday. But yeah, depends on where in Sweden, I guess. Okay, what is with this offset? Yeah, and if we do this, we get an offset on this one. Yeah, so that's not it. That is not it. Kularski being patriotic is against global agenda, so maybe you don't need to know what holiday is about. I don't know about that, really. I was about to say the same thing. Maybe. Like everything else, it's a grayscale, right? You can be patriotic. I wonder, why is it that whatever this one is set to screws up the offset? Yeah, okay, so not what I want to spend time on, but I want to get it working. We actually get the correct visuals here, so we don't have an offset here. So the problem lies in terrain patch terraformer, and I wonder if it's this one. Set brush, error margin, UV boundary. So it could either be this one probably this one. Yes. The patch, like if we don't have any patch division, it's 1. So our current environment is a subdivision constant of 0, so 2 to the power of 0, 1. Is the offset always the same even when you change circle radius? So are we talking about this one? No, but I wonder, it could probably be this one that is wrong. We want to do the same logic for this one as these, I think. Although I wonder, no. And the offset is always the same, yes. We move 1 pixel to the 1 pixel down and 1 pixel to the right. Is that so? No, that's not true. One pixel down and 1 pixel to the left. That's where we move, I think. Yes. Offset is 0 for grass, so that one shouldn't. I thought we were done with this one. Something to keep in mind is Terraform, actually Action Terraform. These values give us the correct terrain delta. Terrain patch. Dimension resolution -1. It's the same. I'm pretty sure my package died. I only see it go up by 10 today. Kind of makes sense because who's making console app these days? But what is the... how many downloads did you get? But that's usually how it goes, right? You get a spike in the beginning and then it slowly dwindles. In total 79. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. UV boundary space step size. Yeah, if we take a look at Terraform shader, it's within bounds. Yeah, so UV brush, so it's a mismatch in let's see here. Main texture is, it could be either this one it is this one, isn't it? Or is it? Yeah, we can try it. I'm just gonna check one thing. That island is extremely impressive. If we add grass this big, we get this one. Yeah, the brush, honestly, we get the full UV of the brush. Although I wonder. Let's do it. But actually it's not one we can add. So it's UVs 0 and 1. It's probably Yeah, 1 divided by texture size. We don't have access to that currently. But yeah, this is basically what it all comes down to. Top right and bottom left. Bottom left, top right. And what we do, bounce, inverse lerp, top right clamped. I'm wondering if there's some quick way we can debug this, like visually show. So there's multiple different textures involved, multiple different texture spaces involved. One of them doesn't work when we have one patch. It's a weird problem, but select one at random and hope for the best, yeah. Visual point marker, everything is correct with this one. What we actually want to focus on is here. This is 100%, I would say, okay, 90% where the problem occurs. Dental Dam, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. UV boundary space, step size. Step size, this one, yeah. Did we try adding one here? Pretty sure we did. Yeah, thank you, Fabik. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to remember. Set brush error margin. Error margin. If it's within bounds, we're just gonna do this. So this is a shader. Okay, so it's probably not the error margin that gets screwed up. Good to know. Unless, actually I want to keep this one here and we want to rerun it. Because I think we have multiple different shader variants and it's not sure that it uses the one we changed. We still have the same issue. Okay. So we know that it's not this method. And the only two we have left are these two. It has to be... bottom left and top right. Bottom left, top right, UV boundary brush bottom. Offset here is 0 for grass. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Yeah, so it could be this. It could be this. Most likely. Bottom left and top right. I would probably blame one of these. try it. What the fuck? And if we do, let's check this. Yeah, it's correct. Whoa, 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 one sec. It's the marker that is fucked. Could it really be? Okay, so my deduction skills weren't as good as I thought. Yes. So I think it's just a marker problem, but it's yeah. Okay, but like, that's still a win in my book. I'd rather be it the marker that screws up. So if we do this. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so when we create a grid with no, this is also quite fucked, but when we create a grid with no subdivision, we get an offset. Look at this. Yeah, it's 100% a screw up in, let's see here, terrain base, terrain material, yes. So I guess yeah, the mismatch, like the fact that we're aligning vertices right in the middle of pixels, like I think it's the best choice. It just leads to typical mismatches like this. So UV scale, patch bounce. And we can also see here that resolution -1. I'm inclining towards adding 1 here, but I'm not sure. And we also have the problem of, or actually, if we take a look at this, if we take a look at this, yeah, the grid, like the visual grid we have, that one stays correct, right? But this one stays correct. The underlying texture don't. But that's only the case for subdivision 1 or subdivision non-1. Yeah. Weird. And that has to do with action terraform, update terraform point, new terraform point. Here we do new terraform divided by terrain delta. Terrain delta we set to 1 here, but we set it to yeah. Like, yeah, we probably don't want this one here, but what I wonder, why would this screw it up in such a way? Good morning, Desai. Actually, we're gonna do right off the bat, this doesn't make... Does it make sense? Do we have multiple patches this time around? No, we don't. And now we get... No, it doesn't make sense. But other than this one, we truncate it and then we multiply by terrain delta. Morning. Terraform. It's not Terraform shader I want. It's... Oh, what the hell did I... Terrain marker. I'm gonna do this. Like, it could be that the terrain marker is in the correct place, but the grid we draw is drawn wrong. So we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna go to sphere. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, now the position is actually wrong, right? Yeah, it's wrong. Scale position. Like, the actual position of the marker is in the wrong place. And this is the only place where we set it. And we set it to terraform point, and we calculate the terraform point here. So terrain delta is pretty much... I don't see how it's anything but terrain data. Terrain delta, I mean. And terrain delta, we get it here. Terrain base. And it's this one. Do we start awake generates. No. Yeah, okay, what I think... Yeah, I think this is just a... I think the delta is calculated correctly. I just think we don't offset it to the center of a pixel. So for instance... Yeah. Yes, I think this tiny bit of offset is what's wrong here. Although for subdivided patches we get it, but for unsubdivided ones we don't. Why is that? Oh, I might... let's see. Lucid Wraith, what's up? Hello, hope the creature collector is going well. It's going forward. Not try like we got sidetracked today, and I don't like that. MathFPow, Unity. I should be able to handle it, right? Yeah, everything to the 0 power is 1. So yeah, nothing wrong here. This one works for subdivided terrain, but not for non-subdivided. Yeah, that'd be how game dev is. Yeah, sometimes it is. Almost always, that's true. Wouldn't it just be 1 divided by texture size divided by 2 for the pixel offset? We should add... So to our position we should add half the pixel size, right? So yeah. But like what bothers me is what variables do we have that affects this differently based on subdivision or not? And it's just subdivision constant here. That's all there is. Okay, so with our values, do 128, 256. So with our values, we have... Yo, what's up, Dev Spies? Thank you so much for the raid, appreciate it. And you too, you too. So, in the non-subdivision based, we have... What is it? Okay. Dimension of 128 and resolution of 256, right? Yeah, we might add plus subdivision, that something like that. Let's see. For the subdivided one, we have 128. We have the same, but we have a subdivision of 2. So we basically get 64 and 128. What the fuck? I'm just trying to make sense of why we're getting this offset based on subdivision. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Oh. Resolution divided by... No, let's see here. Resolution is int, subdivision is int. Is that it? Shouldn't be it. It shouldn't be. Resolution subdivided 128, 256, but could it be no? So in the first case, we get dimension subdivided is equal to, so with no subdivision, we get 128 divided by 255, 0. Oops, 128 divided by 64 divided by 127. There's a tiny bit of a mismatch there. Yeah, the more I look at this -1 here, the less sense it makes. Doesn't it? Delta. Marvinus, thank you for the follow, by the way. Missed it, I'm sorry. Spire's Raid indeed. Yeah, I think we are correct in assuming that we want to offset this one, right? With right. Oops. Terrain delta. So wherever the marker lands, we offset it by half a pixel size, right? Environment, subdivision constant 0. That leaves us with the correct marker position, that's for sure. The marker itself is still not offsetted. And I just want to try environment 1. Yeah, but in this case, we offset it wrong. There's a tiny bit of a mismatch depending on the subdivision constant, and yeah, just gonna have to find that one. But unfortunately, I need to run. Feels bad right after a Spire's Raid, but that's how it is this week. So yeah, we'll continue with this one, hopefully get it right early tomorrow, and then we can pivot back to the water once again. Was nice finding this error this early. Yeah, I'm sorry, Fabic. I'm hopefully gonna make it up next week. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Very much appreciated, and have a great rest of the day.